Right, here we are at the Beerzerpoort near Beerze, and there's also a sort of castle slash country house, and I think it's called Huis Beerze. I'm not entirely sure, but I would have to look that up on Google Maps. But this is in the vicinity of Ommen, and of course the small village of Beerze. And here we have some sort of shed. It is a thatched roof. So it looks very traditional. Look at how thick this is. So in this area is also a railway and a railroad crossing. And I think I should be heading towards that direction. I wonder if it is still an unguarded railroad crossing. A few years ago I was also in this area with my mother, and well, at the time there was an unguarded railroad crossing, and well, it is the railway from Zwolle to Emmen. It's just a single track, so I wonder if it is still here. There's also another road kind of behind those trees, which is a sort of bigger road which has a railroad crossing, but that one actually has well, alarms and lights and barriers, so that one is like a safe railroad crossing and not an unguarded one. So let's see what's here. This is an open field, and there's also a small water pond. There's some people there, and there's a pond. And there's a little bench. Let's see where this ends up. I do actually see a railroad crossing sign there. So I wonder, is this one guarded or not? It doesn't look like it. But there is some sort of barrier slash fence. It's right here. It seems that it's still the same as it was a few years ago. Right over there is a guarded railroad crossing. That one has barriers and signals. And here is the, well, unguarded quote-unquote railroad crossing. And as you can see, it doesn't have any signals or any barriers or booms or flashing lights. It's just this. And this is the type of railroad crossing that they want to get rid of in the Netherlands. And this one is actually somewhat safer because of this little gate that can be opened. And I'm wondering if they are going to maintain this one. And the odd thing is, here's a phone number that you can call if there's a technical problem. Like there's a malfunction of the alarms. But well, it's a bit pointless here because it doesn't have any alarms or flashing lights. It just has this. So this might be one of the few like remaining railroad crossings that are kind of unguarded, and that you just have to look out really carefully yourself before you cross it. But this is just a single track one. and it has this little gate that, well, could be closed with a lock, even though there's no lock in it. And it also says eigen weg, which means own road, because this is kind of a private property of a country estate. So yeah, this one, it still exists, but I wonder for how much longer it will remain, if they are going to protect this one with signals in the future, like that railroad crossing over there. In order to get to that other railroad crossing, we have to follow this path. And we have to go to the left. A few months ago, in the Christmas vacation, I was also in the vicinity here, but it was at a different forest called the Ommen Area, where I was at a sort of similar crossing near to a road, the N36. And yeah, that road crossing is super dangerous. It's way more dangerous than this railroad crossing. So one thing that has changed since the last video is that my GoPro now has a media mod, or at least I have one now, but I don't have it attached here currently, because the stupid thing is that you can't use the media mod with like a boom arm like this. Yeah, it doesn't quite fit. It's just one of the many silly design problems with GoPros. I just bought that media mod kind of as a Christmas present, because I got a discount card from some web shop that I was given as a gift, and well, it was a good reason to buy a media mod. The only useful thing that that media mod has is that you can attach a light to your camera. That's something that I do use indoors. Oh hey, I can hear the train. The track is of course over there behind the trees. But yeah, problem with that media mod is that if you want to charge the battery, you have to take the GoPro out of the media mod first, because it covers the battery door. It doesn't want to charge properly when the media mod is installed. There's a lot of just really annoying issues with it. Maybe I should do a video on the media mod itself, because it's well, quite a aggravating device, although yeah, many people have reviewed that thing and came to the conclusion that it kind of sucked. But yeah, from my own experience I can say the media mod isn't really worth it. I'm not using it today. At least I hope that this boom arm, the way I have configured it now, will frame the shots perhaps a bit better when I'm talking against the camera, because that was always a bit of an issue when I had the kind of shorter boom arm, that I just wouldn't frame properly. So we are already close to the other railroad crossing. The train has just passed. So now we are at the other railroad crossing, and this one is guarded with barriers and with lights and alarm bells, and it looks like this. And according to ProRail, this should be the only type of railroad crossing left pretty soon, because that other type is going to be abandoned in most places. They just want to get rid of those unguarded railroad crossings entirely. But yeah, I wonder how long that one will still remain. At least it was here 5 years ago, and it's still here today in 2022. And this is a bit strange. This warning usually only applies to double track railroads, and this is just a single track. So it's a bit strange to see this message on a single track road. It says wacht tot het rode licht gedoofd is. Er kan nog een trein komen, which means wait until the red light has dimmed. Another train may be coming. Yeah, that would be the case if it was a double track railroad. But this is just a single track. As you can see, it's just a single track. And this is the name of the road, Beerzerpoort. The other side of the woods should also be a big sand pit. I don't know if we can easily get there. I hope I can. Well, a train is coming. So a train just went past. I must say this road is awfully busy for just a small country road on a Sunday afternoon. Let's see if we can go in here. The car park is over there where I parked my car. Oh, and this is not allowed for cyclists. Let's see what this is. I think this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very hilly as well. The smell is pretty nice here. You've got that very charismatic pine smell in this area. Ooh, I love that. Well, I'm not seeing any sand pit yet, even though I think it should be close. I do wonder what this path leads to. I think it's probably running alongside the railroad track. Oh, it is a long path. There are some direction arrows here, which seem a bit pointless because the path is only going one way. I am seeing sand, and I see a few people walking there as well. So we have come to the right place. It's looking pretty yellow. I mean, it almost looks like a Sahara, even though it's not the Sahara, but there is a place in this area which is called the Sahara. There you go, sand dunes. I wonder if this is the Beerzer Bulten, what they are referring to, because there's a camping in this area which is called Beerzer Bulten, which means Beerzer Hills, so they are probably referring to this. But yeah, this is it. Sand dunes in the forest. And you don't want to be here when it's 30 degrees Celsius or warmer, because then, well, you have absolutely no shade, no covering. It'd be pretty hot and it'd really be like a desert. Today it's only like 22 degrees and still quite nice, but you really don't want to be here when it's extremely hot. But yeah, this is what I think is called the Beerzer Bulten. So there you have it, that was the Beerzerpoort / Beerzer Bulten near Beerze. I hope you enjoyed it and thanks for watching. Bye bye.